Hello, Miss Wang.
Hi, how are you?
All right. My name is Jerry. I'm going to be your dietitian today. Just take a seat.
Thank you.
Okay, so what brings you in today?
Well, I've been trying to lose the last 15 and 20 pounds, so I just really need some help, and I figured a nutritionist would be nice.
All right, so your goal is to lose weight ultimately?
Yes.
All right, that's something very easy to do and very, very plausible, if you may. And so I'll tell you how we're going to break this down. Initially, we're going to start by just taking into account what you've eaten over the last approximately 24 hours. We call it a 24-hour recall.
Okay.
And it's just pretty much to get an idea of what you've eaten and consumed over the past 24 hours, and then go from there to see if we can curtail a diet that's more apt to your type of lifestyle.
Sure.
And so how's that sound to you?
It sounds great.
All right, so throughout this interview, I'm going to be jotting down just a few notes. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure.
All right, sounds good. So let's begin. So let's hear a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 5'4".
Okay.
And right now I weigh like 150. So I'm hoping to get to like 135 or 130.
All right. All right, so now let's get into the diet recall.
Okay.
We'll say yesterday. Would you say yesterday was about a typical day in your diet?
Yeah, I would say so.
Like no unaccounted for events like birthday parties, we all know diets change, those kind of events?
No.
Alright, sounds good. So, would you say yesterday, what was your first meal of the day?
Alright, so I started with like a bagel. It's pretty big size. I would say like this big.
Alright.
And then I had some cream cheese, and I would say about like 2 of those probably. And then I also got coffee, and I had like 2 tablespoons of cream, and I would say a little bit less than that, like probably 2 teaspoons of sugar.
That's not bad. And how big would you say coffee was? Relatively large size or a smaller size?
I would say large, maybe like 12 ounces or so.
Alright, sounds good. And so, would you say that this was breakfast, first meal of the day?
Yeah.
And would you estimate around what time that would be?
Probably like 7:30.
Alright, now so your next meal of the day, what'd you say that was?
So I had like orange juice. I would say about the same amount as I did with the coffee. And then I had a small bag of pretzel. I would say like maybe like an ounce or so, like an ounce or an ounce and a half.
So was this like an interim snack between breakfast
Yeah.
and lunch? Alright.
I'm usually on the go, so that's the easiest for me.
Alright, sounds good. And do you have an idea of what time this would have been? Like,
Probably like 10:30.
and so your next meal is lunch, I assume?
Yeah. So I was kind of in a rush, so I went to like Chipotle and I just got like a burrito. So I got like it had like beef and beans in it, and then I also got some chips with that, and I probably had like about like 12. And I got like a half a cup of salsa, about the same amount of guacamole, and I also got some lemonade.
And how big of a cup of lemonade would you say?
I would say like the same as like what I have for orange juice.
Orange juice, not bad. 12 ounces. Alright, was that all that you had for lunch?
Yeah.
And then, was there anything between lunch and dinner? Maybe a snack midway through?
Yeah. So lunch was about like 1, I want to say, and that snack I had around like 3:30.
Now, do you recall what the snack was?
I had like a granola bar. It was like this chewy granola bar that I usually get. I had some trail mix. There was like almonds and cashews, but there was also like M&Ms in it. That's why I chose it.
Alright. We'll have a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, and I just had water. I didn't have anything.
Just water to drink with that? Was there anything else between lunch and dinner, would you say?
No, I think that was it.
And then, so, what was dinner then? Third meal of the day?
Okay, so I had like pork chops. Having a hard time like thinking how much I had. Like, I think like a deck of cards maybe.
Alright, about like the size of your fist, would you say? Maybe a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then I had corn on the cob.
And how big would you say of corn? Full ear, half?
I would say probably the whole thing. I don't know. Yeah.
And was there any like salt, butter, or anything on the corn, or just plain?
I definitely put butter in there, but I didn't put a lot.
Alright.
Maybe like one thing of it. So.
What, like maybe a spoon's worth, or just maybe?
Yeah, like less than that though.
Alright.
So, a teaspoon.
Maybe about a teaspoon.
Yeah. And then I also had mashed potatoes.
Alright.
I didn't put any gravy on it though.
So just mashed potatoes plain.
Yeah, I would say about like a cup.
And what'd you have to drink for dinner?
I had milk.
Milk. Do you recall what kind of milk? Whole 2%?
I think it was like either 1%, I think it's 2%.
How big would you say about like a cup, like an 8 ounce, or about the same size like the orange juice, a nice 12-ounce glass?
I'd probably say about the same with the orange juice.
Alright, anything else for dinner?
No. I think that that was it. I think that was around like 7:30.
7:30. And then, did you have anything after dinner? Maybe a late night snack, or?
Yeah, I usually have a sweet tooth after dinner. So I had this about like 10:30, I think, and it was just like a cup of chocolate ice cream. It was light though, so I was trying to be good that way.
Alright. Oh, was that all?
Yeah.
Would you say that these are about the normal times that you eat every day, or does it normally change based on your schedule for the days?
I would say typically, yeah, Monday through Friday. That's pretty much it.
Alright, sounds good. So I'm just gonna go back now and just recall the notes that I have, just make sure they're accurate, and you let me know if anything changed.
Okay.
Alright, so I have for breakfast, you had a large, about this big size bagel.
Yeah.
And with about 2 tablespoons of cream cheese on it.
Mhm.
And then also a large cup of coffee. And
Yeah.
you said with about 2 tablespoons of cream and 2 teaspoons of sugar.
Okay.
Alright, and that was around 7:30 a.m.
Mhm.
Okay. And is that all for breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay. And then as a snack between breakfast and lunch, I have it's around 10:30. You said you had an orange juice, about a nice 12-ounce glass.
Yeah.
And also like maybe an ounce and a half bag of pretzels.
Yeah.
All right. And then going down to lunch, you were on the go, busy, hectic schedule. You went to about Chipotle's, nice fast food. Got a burrito with beef and beans. You also got a side of chips. Ate about 12 of them. Half a cup of salsa, half a cup of guacamole.
Yeah. I
And
would say like less than a half cup, probably like a fourth of a cup.
of the guacamole or the
Both.
salsa? Oh, both.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And then for that to drink, you had a lemonade, also
Mhm.
about the same size, 12-ounce glass as previously. And then that would conclude lunch. That was around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you would say?
Yeah.
And then as a snack between lunch and dinner, I have a chewy granola bar. And also a 1-ounce bag of trail mix that you said a lot of nuts like almonds and stuff, but like the chocolate also. Sounds good. That was around 3:30 in the afternoon, and that was followed by dinner, which was pork chops about the size of your fist, about a 4-ounce. All right, and a corn on the cob, about a full cob, about a teaspoon of butter on it, and on the side you had a cup of mashed potatoes and a 12-ounce cup of 2% milk.
Yep.
And then after that you had just a late night snack around 10:30. You had about a cup of light chocolate ice cream.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Would you say that's it for the day?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do now is I have a good free block between now and the rest of my day. So what I'll do is I'm going to go and analyze the information that you gave me, the recall that you have, and then I'll be back to follow up with you in about, say maybe about an hour. And
Okay.
then we can just go over and see what type of changes you might want to make and see where we can go from there.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, it was nice
Thank
meeting
you
Jen.
so much.
Anytime, thank you.